Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for taking the time off to join this webinar. I will now begin. Let me just share the slides. Just an introduction, I am June, the Marketing Manager at Adventus. For the benefit of those of you who are unfamiliar with us, I'll be doing a short introduction on Adventus. But before I begin, if you were to hover your mouse to the bottom of the screen, you will see a Q&A button. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar, just type your questions there and we will address them later at the end of the webinar. Right? So about Adventus, we are an ICT solutions and services company that provides a wide range of products and services. We have more than 1,000 contractual customers and cater to a lot of different requirements that our customers may have. Now we have close to about 400 employees, and we are serving our customers globally on a 24/7 basis. We have offices around the world to provide our customers with on-site IT support. So namely, it will be these 14 countries and these 22 cities. Okay, these are our awards and certifications. We are very big on service excellence. That is why we ensure that we are awarded the Singapore Quality Class Star for service excellence. Then we have been named the best IT services provider by Singapore Business Review for 6 years in a row, all the way from 2018 to 2022. And to ensure that what we are doing is of world-class standards, we have all these different ISO certifications. And lastly, we've been recognized as one of the best workplaces in technology and are also in the top 10 HR Excellence Award for several years. So at Adventus, we believe that happy employees make happy customers. That's why we invest a lot in our employees to make sure that they are happily working in our company and hence serving our customers better. These are the technology partners that we are working with. Basically, we have a very close working relationship with most of the big players in the market. And in today's session, we have partnered with CYREBRO to give you an insight on how CYREBRO can help you focus on the security alerts that require your intervention. These are some of our clients. We serve a multitude of customers from SMEs to the big enterprise customers. Just to name some, we have Toyota, where we provide end-user support, supporting 800 computer users in Toyota. We manage the firewall for LBBW in Singapore, China, and Korea. We manage the network and server for Shiseido. This covers around 100 servers and enterprise network for 400 users. For KPMG, we do end-user devices patch management for around 3,500 computers. Yep. So at Adventus today, we have 9 very strong business pillars. The first will be end-user support services, followed by cloud and on-premises infra services, cybersecurity services, which is the business pillar behind this webinar, IP and cloud telephony services, telco solutions and services, managed print services, CCTV and door access services, application software services, and lastly, structured cabling. So here's a breakdown of the services included in end-user support services. We provide remote support, on-site support, and also staff augmentation, where we place a head count into our customer's environment. For cloud and on-premises infra services, basically we provide services such as infra monitoring, maintenance and support, upgrade and migration, managed network services, managed backup and disaster recovery services, and new office setup or relocation. When it comes to cybersecurity, we are CSRO licensed to be a service provider for managed SOC, which is like Security Operations Center. So Alan will touch more on this later on. And some of the services that we provide here will be endpoint protection for end-user devices and servers, patch management, multi-factor authentication, firewall, vulnerability management, and managed network access control. For IP and cloud telephony, we have our own SPO service provider license. We provide services for on-premises IP phone systems as well as cloud telephony systems such as Teams, Microsoft, Direct Routing. Under telco solutions and services, today we are partnering with Singtel and are a Singtel Go channel partner in this area. Then for managed print services, we manage photocopiers and printers, and we have several cloud-based print solutions as well. When we talk about physical security, such as CCTV and door access, we'll need a security service provider license from the Singapore Police Force, and Adventus has one. So we can provide solutions, consultancy services, maintenance and support for CCTV and door access systems. In terms of application software services, we currently provide services for ServiceNow and Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM. Lastly, for structured cabling, we have our own in-house cabling team to do the planning and laying of cables. So overall at Adventus, we have over 300 engineers in an extensive suite of ICT domains and disciplines to cater to the various needs of our customers and clients. Each of these divisions comprises of engineers that specialize in the particular field. So in today's market, Adventus is strategically and uniquely positioned in the market because we are the only IT vendor that can do all these solutions and services in-house, from your print to CCTV to IP telephony to cloud. We can be your single point of contact in all these areas that we have. And at Adventus, we advocate a cloud-first and secure modern workplace, leveraging on Microsoft 365 suite of products and services and solutions. So firstly, we are moving people from Office Productivity Suite, from on-premises to Microsoft 365, moving video communication to Microsoft Teams and personal cloud storage to OneDrive, moving email servers onto Exchange Online, Active Directory to Azure AD, file servers to SharePoint, CRM to Dynamics 365, and we will migrate all the on-premises servers to Azure by spinning up virtual servers and have ZTNA and virtual firewall to protect the servers on Azure. So these are some examples of servers that we can move, like domain controller, ERP, HRMS. And if you want it to be like super secure, right? We can build Azure virtual desktops. So these are like computers in the cloud. Then we have EMS E5 cloud security monitoring as well. Then we will deploy security solutions around these two platforms to tighten the security. So that's basically what the remaining points are about. So things like endpoint solution, two-factor authentication solution, patch management, secure web gateway solution, vulnerability management solution, spam filter, backup and storage, server endpoint protection, server 2FA, server backup, and recovery. Yep, so this is our cloud-first strategy. Now I'll hand over to Elad, the Asia Pacific, Europe, Middle East, and Africa sales manager from CYREBRO, who will go more in-depth into the CYREBRO platform. Once again, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, just type your questions in the Q&A portion below, and we will address them later at the end of the webinar. Elad, over to you.
Thank you very much, June. Let me just share my screen.
Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to join this webinar this morning. As June mentioned, my name is Elad. I'm leading the sales for APAC and EMEA for CYREBRO. And in today's webinar, we're going to talk about the fact that not all cyber threats are equal. And basically, we are going to learn how we can help you focus on the security alerts that require your attention. So on the agenda today, we are going to review the current attack surface, threat types, incident handling process, how to manage threats with the SOC platform, and of course, key recommendations. So as attack surface expands, so does the need to automate the security response. By now, we all know that remote work and acceleration of digital transformation during the pandemic have pushed more companies to digitize. The expanded attack surface has led to more expensive breaches in 2020. Reduce your attack surface is the best line of defense against cyber attacks, but many organizations, of course, are struggling to keep up. So as attack surface expand, managing your assets can be a difficult task. Even something simple as inventory can be complicated. Not knowing which assets are business critical make effective prioritization incredibly difficult. Managing risk under these conditions feel like walking on a tightrope. One false step and the stability of your network will be compromised. Now, ironically speaking, cyber threats are usually not complicated. Cyber attacks usually exploit known vulnerabilities. Now let's look at a simple example using vulnerabilities. Two new vulnerabilities that you just received or just discovered. One has a CVSS score of 10, which is critical, and the other is 7, high. Based on just that information alone, you would most likely pick the 10 first, right? But what if I told you that the 7 was on your CFO laptop, while the 10 was on some old test equipment? Now you can understand that the 7 is much higher priority, but when all you know is the vulnerability is on laptop XYZ, you cannot prioritize properly. So that's getting us to the next slide, which talks about behaviors that require our attention based on prioritization. So with consistently evolving nature of threat landscape, it can be difficult, especially with limited resources, to address every incident and alert that occur in and across your on-prem and cloud environment. Instead, you must be able to cut through the clutter of alerts and false positives to effectively prioritize your threat detection and response activities. So the four most important is system compromise. This behavior indicating a compromised system. This is the most severe threat level. Exploitation and installation. So this behavior indicating a successful exploit of a vulnerability or backdoor being installed on your system. Delivery and attack. Behavior indicating an attempt to deliver to the delivery of an exploit. Reconnaissance and probing. Behavior indicating a bad actor attempting to discover information about your network. And of course, the ongoing, which is environmental awareness. Behavior indicating policy violation, vulnerable software, or suspicious communication. So when we did a short review about behaviors, let's make an overview about the main threats that we need to deal with. So, of course, first of all, it's ransomware. So it's a type of malicious software that gain access to your system or network and scramble your files in a way that only the attacker know how to reverse. Ransomware is widely exploited by cybercriminals against both individuals, organizations, and has cost the global economy billions of dollars. For example, in May 2017, the WannaCry ransomware hit and was one of the most publicized attacks. It targeted computers with outdated versions of Windows OS by exploiting the internal blue vulnerability in the server message block. This allowed the ransom to spread without victim participation. Now, despite quick patching and the discovery of a kill switch domain, WannaCry was able to spread to over 200,000 computers across 150 countries, causing hundreds of billions of dollars in damage. Much of WannaCry's success, by the way, was due to poor patching cadence. Extortion. Cybercriminals infiltrate an organization network and extort victims with the threat of releasing stolen data. High-profile individuals represent an attractive target to extortionists due to the perceived impact that publishing of sensitive data will have on their reputation. For example, the Dark Overlord is a group that threatens victims to release personal and commercially sensitive information unless a ransom is paid. The group advertised its hacks on the dark web, seeks media attention, and publicized well-known individuals compromised in data breaches. To add extra pressure on targets, in 2017, the group stole sensitive customer data, including intimate photographs from the London Bridge Plastic Surgery Clinic, and threatened to publish stolen images of several high-profile clients. The group allegedly received over £275,000 in extortion payments. Email hack. So scammers have attempted to impersonate business for financial fraud since well before the digital era. However, computers and emails have made a tip-off computer-enabled fraud called business email compromise, otherwise known as BEC. Particularly prevalent due to its ease, the BEC fraudsters mimic the email address or hack into the email account of trusted colleague or client to impersonate them and defraud victims. Organizations that often authorize large transactions are frequently targeted. For example, in 2018, a European subsidiary of the Toyota Group has become a victim of a BEC attack that incurred a loss of $37 million. The auto parts supplier was tricked into making a large fund transfer into the hacker's bank account. The threat actor posed as one of the subsidiary business partners and sent carefully crafted emails to members of the accounting and finance department. These emails requested that the funds will be sent to a specific bank account, which was controlled by the hackers. Soon after the transfer was made, the company's security experts realized that they had been duped. However, by then it was too late to stop the transfer. Social media hacks. So, just a second. So, social media hack. For those who work in the business that is publicly traded, content posted on social media by high-profile individuals or organizations can have a significant impact on their equity's value. Investors often monitor public social media profile of individuals within the highest level of the organization to gauge insight on whether to sell or to buy specific stock. A threat actor with access to high-profile individual social media accounts post bogus information to modify stock prices of the listed entities linked to the victim. They could also publish content of private messages or attempt to ruin the reputation with the modified information. For example, in April 2013, hackers hijacked the Twitter account of Associated Press, known as AP, and posted a fake message claiming that the explosion injured the US President back then, Barack Obama. The hack was quickly discovered and the compromised account suspended. However, in the 3 minutes following the fake tweet, panicked market reaction erased $136 billion in equity market value. According to the Washington Post, although the incident affected a media organization, it showed how quickly markets can react to fake news posted on online hijacking social media accounts. Espionage. Cyber espionage involves sophisticated groups stealing data for political or commercial motives. Criminals, for instance, do it for insider trading or as hackers for hire for competitors. Small businesses can have a significant stakes in third-party companies, while their owners often have political relevance. This means that individuals and businesses are likely targets for cyber espionage, whether commercially or politically. Motivated, stolen, sensitive data could be used by hostile governments for civilians or even publish embarrassing information. For example, in March 2022, hackers linked to the Chinese government penetrated the network belonging to the government agencies of at least 6 different US states. In an espionage operation, hackers took advantage of the Log4j vulnerability to access networks, in addition to several other vulnerabilities, internet-facing web applications. And of course, the well-known malware. So malware is a combination of 2 terms, malicious and software. So malware basically means malicious software that can be intrusive program code or anything that is designed to perform malicious operations on systems. Malware can be viruses, worms, trojans, or bots. It's important to note that while all computer viruses consider malware, not all malware strains are computer viruses. To be a virus, the malware needs to have the ability to replicate itself and infect other machines. Likewise, ransomware is also considered malware due to its adversarial nature. For example, in 2021, law enforcement worldwide distributed what's thought as the world's most dangerous malware, Emotet. It's a computer malware first detected in 2014 and primarily targeted the banking and health institution. Emotet evolved into go-to solution for cyber criminals over the years. Emotet became famous in 2018 after infecting Frankfurt Main Hospital in Germany, forcing them to shut down 450 computers. In the same year, the US Department of Homeland Security identified it among the most destructive malware. It spreads via Outlook harvesting, where the Trojan reads emails from the victim computer and sends phishing email containing a Word document to the victim contacts, making it appear as if contact is from a trusted source. Its infrastructure, which involves several hundreds of servers located across the world, essentially act as a primary door opener for computer system in a global scale. Once the unauthorized access was established, these were sold to other top-level criminal groups to deploy further malicious activities such as data theft, extortion. Its for hire scheme is what it's so make it so dangerous. Sorry. And also the way it spread literally after gaining access to just a few devices in the network made it one of the most resilient malware in the world. So once we understand behaviors that we need to take in consideration and we understand the threat, let's talk about how to handle what is the incident handling process and what kind of actions you can take. So the four most important thing is, of course, preparation. Preparation is about building a process for management of an incident. Is all about knowing what we need to do when an attack is happening. It's important to keep end user knowledgeable on how to ID an attack, especially phishing attacks. So having program in place to train the users to ID these attacks. Our services tend to be protected by firewalls and intrusion prevention system. So malicious actors are now looking to get credentials from end users through phishing. Also, the IT team in the incident response team, they need to be constantly trained to know the latest things that are happening. When an incident occurs, and it's a question of when, not if, it's important to take notes on paper. We want to slow down. ID where the attacker is. Writing it on paper allow us to slow down and maintain cool while under tremendous stress. It's also good to keep this offline so that the hacker cannot read what you as an IT have figured out and what actions you are going to take. Identification is helping all the time. Monitoring an ID. This is where we are looking for things in system level logs or application level logs and the alerts going to the scene. End users can help ID situation. They can detect slowness, blue screens, unexpected reboots, phishing attacks. All these can and should be reported and reviewed. Declaring an incident let us contaminate it is a contaminate is a short-term solution to prevent an attack, to access your network or sensitive assets in the business. Some containment actions you may want to do them off, but not turn them off, so that some of the tracks of the attacker are not erased by a turn off. Apply filters to routers and or firewalls. Change the name in DNS to point to different IP address. Do forensics on the targeted system. Just a second. Eradication. Before going into eradication, we should not rush into this step. First, need to fully understand the situation. Know how many systems are affected by the incident before moving on to a redaction phase. Make sure you do vulnerability scanning to ensure there are no vulnerabilities for the attackers to come back. Recovery. Recovery is about restoring operation back, but always remember to document lesson learned. Apply fixes. For example, in the event of a data breach or ransom attack, recovery may also involve cutting over the backup systems and resetting passwords and authentication credentials. It's the SOC job to ensure all application systems and security tools and processes, of course, comply with data privacy regulation as GDPR, CCPA, PCI, DDS, and of course, HIPAA. Following an incident, the SOC makes sure that users, regulators, law enforcement, and other parties are notified in accordance with regulations, and that required incident data is retained for evidence and auditing. So CYREBRO provides the first online SOC platform that is transforming overwhelming load of cybersecurity logs into manageable, categorized alerts that are prioritized according to the risk they pose, with recommendation to remediation, action from the a recent study of nearly 400 IT and security professionals quantified that one of the most common challenges was the manual management as an ongoing issue. Actually, 73% said that spreadsheets are still a key aspect of their security hygiene and management. CYREBRO expert analysis so that you don't need to feel like walking on a tightrope every day. Getting a SOC with our partners Adventus can help you streamline and ID the risk according to their true potential impact. For those who don't know, SOC stands for Security Operations Center, and it can be either in-house or outsourced. The SOC monitors the entire IT infrastructure 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to detect cybersecurity events in real time and address them as quickly as possible, with round-the-clock monitoring of cyber threats and providing the ability to immediately engaging in incident response. So, how does CYREBRO SOC platform help manage threats? So the chief benefit of operating or outsourcing a SOC is that unified and it coordinates an organization's security tools, practices, and responses to security incident. This is usually results in improved preventive measures and security policies, faster threat detection, and faster and more effective and more cost-effective response to security threats. A SOC can also improve customer confidence and simplify and strengthen an organization compliance with industry, national, and global privacy regulation. So how does CYREBRO help manage threats? The first step is pulling data from all security tools. CYREBRO is technologically agnostic, so it will work seamlessly with your current security stack, as well as any future tools you add to your arsenal, so that you have one centralized view of all your tools and the logs they generate. So yes, visibility and automation provide security teams with a way to keep up with DevOps practices and truly see their landscape. But without an easy way to categorize and use this information, vulnerabilities, configuration issues, access control changes, or high-risk behavior, you still could have risk slipping through the cracks. CYREBRO platform allow companies to have an ease of mind in their cybersecurity exposure, protect their network by consistent monitoring to eliminate blind spots and to regain security control across all of your infrastructure. Quickly identify vulnerabilities, misconfiguration, and change in your public cloud environment that expose your organization to cyber threats. Obtain single-point inventory and reporting of security and compliance posture in use across your entire organization. Consistently monitor public cloud resources for critical risk and compliance violation. Establish and maintain compliance to best practice and regulation using built-in customized policy. Another important aspect of our SOC is that it feeds from our collective knowledge, from learning we have gained on how cyber criminals are operating and the latest threats. We can scan dark web and keep on top of the latest modes operandi so that we are able to provide the latest threat intelligence to protect your network. So, key recommendation. Let's summarize on the top controls you may have in place to mitigate cyber threats. The first, preparedness, manage your assets. Understand the digital assets that are most critical to supporting your business. This classification enables prioritize and appropriate protection, monitoring, and response strategies. Cyber threat intelligence ensure that you're monitored appropriately. This test can be commissioned to an external service specializing in this. Threat intelligence can identify early warnings of potential threats and indicators that an attack may have already been successful. Advocate backups and recovery strategy. A technical solution should be in place to store and preserve the integrity of data backup. The solution should be tested and rehearsed to ensure it works. Training and awareness. Use activity training material to ensure the staff are aware of threats, how to prevent and detect them, and why it is important to do so. System and network security for protection, endpoint protection, like medical checkups detect potential health issues in your body. Antivirus software prevent and detect malicious activity in your IT system. Make sure to maintain it always up to date. Authentication. Your house has strong locks and unique keys, so should your digital life. Always use strong password, restrict the use of administrator rights in your network, and protect important accounts with multi-factor authentication. Secure by design. Building must be designed for safety. So should your IT network. Ask your IT provider if they do configuration, holding network segmentation, vulnerability management, and automated patching. These help minimize what attackers can exploit. Firewall and content security. Like fences around buildings, firewall protect your digital systems. Invest in firewall and web proxy technology to help detect and prevent potentially malicious network traffic trying to infiltrate your IT systems. And of course, manage detection and response. Threat monitoring and testing. Test your IT environment for potential weakness that attackers could exploit, and use monitoring technologies to detect behavior anomalies in computers and network. This will help identify indication of attacks, facilitate an early response, and minimize possible impacts. Incident response planning. Use of retained expertise to assist in planning, rearranging, and responding to any anticipated or actual cyber incidents and attacks. Many security controls technologies and practices are available to help establish a resilient posture. The top 10 strategies controls above are considered a key, and when implemented correctly and in combination can provide a robust cyber defense capability. This will enable you to proactively predict and protect against known threat while remaining vigilant and adequately prepared to detect and respond to new and emerging ones. This is basically the end of the slide. I hope you enjoyed this slide and you have a better understanding on threats and how you can prioritize them better. Thank you, everyone, and I will be happy to answer any question you might have in the end of the session. June, the floor is yours.
Okay, now it's Alan's turn to speak. So Alan is our Senior Manager for Cybersecurity. This will be your slides. Yeah, okay.
Hi everyone. This is Alan. So this is a short introduction of myself. I'm a certified ethical hacker with 20 years of experience in ICT and cybersecurity. So I'm also ITIL certified. Okay. Yep. So I have teams of engineers working for SOC, vulnerability assessment, and pen testing. So this is what my team are strong at. So for today, we'll be touching on SOC team and how this can actually help you in your day-to-day cybersecurity incidents. Okay, so I think elaborate very so before that, just a short introduction, which I think June has shared. Cybersecurity in Singapore, we need to be licensed in order to provide the service. So we are actually licensed by this organization called Cybersecurity Service Regulation and Office, which is in short CSRO. Okay. Yeah, so our core team, this is what we do. Okay, and why are we good at? Because our core team have some certified ethical hackers to allow us to think like a hacker. So this actually make us a value added for our customers. Okay, then we also do open source intelligence. Some people may be very new to this term called OSINT, open source intelligence. But this is what normally cyber hackers do in order to target your company. I'm not sure whether do you know that one of the biggest casino in the world got breached just this week. So their whole hotel chain got locked out in the US. What they do is only go to LinkedIn to find somebody to call in to their IT support for help. So they actually found the internal user from LinkedIn. So open source intelligence is important because this will help us to minimize our cybersecurity risks. Actually, if you need, after this call, you can actually talk to our sales team. Then they will actually arrange for you to work with us. And we can actually provide you a basic intelligence of our environment, which we can find in dark web, in internet. And this is very important for any IT department to know, are there any user potential for a breach? Okay. So Adventus Managed SOC is what we do 24/7. We partner with CYREBRO for the SIEM platform. So it's cloud-based. So I think there's a question asked about what is the operating system we use. So since it's cloud, it doesn't matter. We can support any of the operating system also, as long as we can actually link out to your equipment, servers, network device that you want to collect the logs. Okay. Yeah, so no upfront capital investment for server and other hardware because it's all cloud-based. No upfront capital investment for SIM solution. You don't need to invest heavily on SIM solution. Also, IT personnel who are good at writing things like KQL, coastal query language, because SIM is just a tool. You still need some IT personnel to actually write queries for the latest vulnerability, for the latest trend in the attack, to find any potential issues that is hidden in your environment. Okay, it's agentless. So the good thing about agentless is you don't need to install, faster deployment, and no need to reinvent any tools for the setup. So everything will be done, which I will highlight the cloud-to-cloud integration. And they can integrate with a huge library of cybersecurity solution. Yeah. So this will allow you to have a faster deployment. If you want to faster know what is hidden in your environment and is planned outside, you don't know that it's happening, CYREBRO with Adventus will come in to help you strongly. Okay. So cloud to cloud for the deployment, this is a cloud to cloud integration. So your device, if let's say you are installed with CrowdStrike, Trend Micro, Sophos, Microsoft Defenders, this can be automatically and directly integrated with CYREBRO. So the logs can be all transferred to CYREBRO. Then together with your Microsoft Azure AD or Google Suite, this can actually add on what we call correlation. You may not know this event happened on a single PC. Will it be harmful to your whole environment? But with others logs coming in, you will generate a very good correlation to provide you better informed decision that is this a true positive. Okay. True positive are things that I will highlight later. There's 4 different criteria for SOC to understand whether environment is it this incident is it necessary for us to take action. Okay. Then for network equipment, yes, network equipment generally they are hardware. They can't be integrated directly to the cloud. So we will have to have one log collectors to collect all the events maybe for the servers, for the firewall, to actually push it to CYREBRO. Okay. And we provide 24/7 threat monitoring response. So all the alerts, the alerts will be sent to our ticketing system. Then our SOC team will actually manage all the ticket coming. Okay. So our SOC team then will investigate. So false positive. False positive means that the case come in is alert. It was detected and as an alert, but it was not a cyber breach. Then we'll close the case. Else, there may be various different issues from Microsoft login, PC issues, firewall issues, network issues, and server issues. Then we will actually go, if let's say you have a managed service with us, with our other department, then we will help you to do the necessary remediation. Else, we will escalate to you, who are the IT or operation team for the company, and provide advice on how to remedy the situation. Okay. So there will be a dashboard on our end that we can actually highlight to you and do a necessary advice and remediation for you. And we'll provide you the IOC. IOC is a short form of indicator of compromise, meaning to say like file hash, IP address. These are potential breach that and the IOC that's required for you to do the remediation. Okay. So all these are on the monthly fee. That's where you can actually engage us using CYREBRO platform to do the managed service. So we have 2 case studies to let you know what is false positive and true positive, which I have spoken a lot. Generally, for most of the incident and which swarm the whole company are what we call false positive. It's wrongly predicted to be a positive, meaning a case come in but it's a false positive. Especially due to current trend, a lot of people is working from home. Some company allow the user to work cross-border and remote home working. So false positive become a trend. There's a lot of false positive alerts coming in. True positive are incidents that is correctly predicted to be a cyber breach. So this is where we will take action importantly. So the other 2 will be true negative and false negative. So true negative is correctly predicted to be negative. So nothing was happened, nothing was alerted. So these are what we always want. Then false negative is the things that is wrongly predicted to be negative. So this is something that we want to eliminate. So with CYREBRO, there is if let's say the alert are fully integrated, so this will minimize false negative. And a lot of time, this happen also because, for example, firewall alert. At the current trend, firewall alerts every day, even SME can receive thousands of alerts. So you won't know which one are true positive, which one are false negative. So you need something to help you to just to correlate, to justify that this is a true positive for you to take action. Okay, so for example, if you guys are using a cloud solution like Office 365, this is a potential false positive incident. User travel abroad. Your user today is working in Singapore. The next day they went back maybe to another country to work remotely. So Microsoft 365 will detect as a false unusual country locking. So how are you going to remedy this? In the first place, if you don't monitor this, you don't even know this happened. And in our past 9 months for this year, we received multiple attempts of hackers actually trying to reach customer Office 365. And we managed to block some of them. Yeah. So these are important. If you don't have anything to monitor, you don't even know what you don't know. Okay. So we'll detect based on the countries and check out on the IP address, which is the IOC, whether is this IP a potential cyber threat to the company. Then we also check whether this IP is it reported to have malicious attempt reported by other users. True positive. This is potential true or positive. So if let's say the IOC hash detector, so every file is like unique. Every file created is unique. So they have a hash, which is like our identification number for every file. So these files can be identified online in a database, whether are they vulnerable, are they a virus. So example, this one is a very famous ransomware attack. Up to today, I still seeing this ransomware attack. This type of file, RYUK, existent victimized company. So it's a ransomware attack. Okay. So with SIEM solution like this, like CYREBRO, we can actually have IOC hash to detect whether it's this ransomware attack. So once this is being alerted, we can actually immediately contact the companies to block the IP address of the device or shut down the potential device that is being breached, and to prevent lateral movement. Okay. So that's all for my presentation. I hope you learned something from us. And now we have some quiz time and some free gift that June will be keeping up.
Yes, so okay, you guys can hear me. Okay, let me just share the slides. Not slides, the quiz. Okay, I believe everyone can see my screen. So it's quiz time now. We have a game for you guys. There will be prizes to be won. So let me just go to this part first, yeah. Over here, just simply scan the QR code or go to menti.com and enter this code. See how many people are joining. Okay, here. So just to share, the QR code is still here for you guys if you need it. So just to share for the price wise, right? So in order to win first, second, or third prize, you have to answer the most number of correct questions in the fastest time as well. So basically, if you get everything correct and then at the fastest time, then you get first prize or second prize or third prize and so on and so forth. And let me see if there's still the QR code in the next slide. No more. Okay, wait. Let me go back first. If you still need, you'll just continue scanning and join in first. Later on at the next part, we will have to change your names and everything. So I'll just wait for you guys to join first. Don't be shy, just join. There's nothing to lose. You'll just win vouchers if you win. Yeah. Okay, so at the next slide here, I think on your phones, you guys can see you have to enter your name. Please enter your full name so that we will know who you are. And if you are one of the top 3 winners, then we can give you the prize as well. Just key in your name and then click join quiz. Then we should have you guys ready. Okay, so I guess we can start. Let me just count to 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll start now then. Okay, so, oh wait, what's the question? Okay, wait. Okay, sure. Here. So you have to answer fast to get more points. Look at your device. The first question is, what does SIEM stand for? So these are the 4 options. Please choose the correct answer and at the fastest timing as well. Yeah, 5 seconds left to answer. Okay, so we have 18 of you who answered correctly. Okay, so let's see the leaderboard now. Okay, Kevin, Joel, who is handsome? Okay, so currently Kevin is first, followed by Joel, followed by, I think, handsome, you will need to rename yourself, otherwise we will be unable to identify you. For the rest of you, if you haven't joined, the QR code is still here. There's still a chance to win. Okay, I'll move on to the next question now. Okay, question 2. Okay, just make sure everyone is ready first. Thing around there. Okay, I'll just start. This is the next question. Same thing, answer fast and correctly to get more points. So this is the question, how does CYREBRO's SOC platform help manage threats? These are the 4 options. Choose the correct answer. Two seconds left. 1 second. Wow, majority of you answered correctly. So 29 of you. Okay, let's look at the leaderboard. see who's leading this time. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, now we have Peter in front, followed by Kevin dropped to second place now. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll move on to the next question, yeah, since you guys get the hang of it already. Okay, this is the third question. You guys ready? I'll be starting now. Okay, gotta answer fast to get more points. Same thing. So CYREBRO can integrate with what? These are the 4 options. Please choose the one correct answer. Six seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Oh, majority. Wow. Okay, everyone answered correctly. Almost everyone. This is very good. Okay, back to the leaderboard. Who's coming up first now? Oh, Kevin got first place again. Oh, Peter, you gotta back up. Okay, next question. Okay. Let's wait for everyone to be ready first. Your phones are not locked, right? Okay, let's start. Okay, 4th question. Which of the following is covered under Adventus Managed SOC? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. Choose the one that is correct. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Wow, okay. Yeah, majority answered correctly. So, okay. Then next question. Oh, no, wait. Leaderboard first. Is it Kevin or Peter this time? Or someone else? Oh, okay. Well, Patrick is... I know Patrick, so Patrick is not qualified. He's a staff. So Peter is first, followed by Kevin, followed by Michael Jordan. Okay. Next question. Okay, wait, make sure everybody's phones are unlocked and ready to go. And let's go. Here's the last question, by the way. So last chance to rack up points. Adventus SOC team will monitor and investigate various scenarios that happen during a cybersecurity event. What is a false positive? So Alan mentioned true positive, true negative, false negative, false positive. So just choose the one that is false positive. Wow, okay, majority still answered correctly, which is good. Shows that you guys were listening. Peter, what happened to you? Oh, okay. So yeah, we have a winner. Kevin is first, followed by Michael Jordan, followed by Jun Cheng. So I'll be contacting you guys with regards to the prize, the Grab voucher after this. Okay, so we have reached the end of the game. Right now, okay, let me stop sharing. Now we will be doing Q&A time. It's Q&A time. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to type into the Q&A portion below. In the meantime, I'll address all the questions that we currently have. So first question is, it looks like we touched from MSOC, TI, and endpoint protection. Does CYREBRO cover all these? So Elad and Ellen, feel free to answer.
Ellen, go ahead. Choose the question.
Okay. I'm not sure what is the short form meant for. I just assume MSOC managed SOC or TI. I'm not very sure what is that. Okay, so
And
endpoint protection.
protection.
Yeah. So managed SOC we do provide, and endpoint protection if you are using the major brands like CrowdStrike, Sophos, it can be covered. Yeah, so it can be integrated with CYREBRO platform to provide the code relationship and to give you a holistic view of your environment.
Ella, anything to add on?
Ella, you have to add.
Oh, okay.
Well, basically, we do cover everything you mentioned. Yes, that's
Okay.
Exactly right.
Okay, sure. Then the next question from the audience. For SOC, how do you deal with unsupported log sources?
So basically, we have an option because our solution is very agile. We can create specific plugins or integration if needed for on-prem and for cloud and for SaaS and for in-house application. So we do have the ability to connect to customized application or to create connection to log source that we don't have yet.
So you need to provide us a sample of the log.
Okay. Then next question, how does IT support how does it support needed customizations on playbooks? How does IT support customizations on playbooks?
I don't see this question. Where
See Q2?
Oh, yeah, Q2.
1109,
How to
yeah.
support the customization of playbooks. Well, first of all, we using our product as wisdom of the mass. Okay, so we have a lot of playbooks. If there is a need for a specific playbook, this depending on the situation and what is the playbook needs to handle, we can create new playbooks. But this is a part of our threat intelligence and threat hunting capabilities to create new playbooks and always to improve existing playbooks based on the relevant vulnerabilities that we know of.
Okay. Next question. What's the difference between SOC and SIEM?
Okay, so the best metaphor is that SIM is the car and the SOC is the driver. That means the SIM is the technology that we are using in order to investigate logs and to get the information that we're looking for. This is how we're using the SIM in order to monitor. The SOC, this is basically the analyst that sits in the room and get the alerts from the SIM and investigates in doing the investigation and the analysis based on the alerts the SIM created.
Yep.
Yeah. Then next question, which country is the SOC based out of?
So the SOC is actually based out of multiple different countries for redundancy. So Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines.
Okay. Then next one, there's on-site protection and cloud. What if there's loss of internet connection? Will the protection still happen while the internet is not available?
Yes.
Okay, so I also want to add on a bit. Yes, it's still there. But I want to highlight as a hacker, you need a persistent connection with your victim PC. So if your company lost the internet, that also means the hacker also lost the internet to run any command. Yeah.
Anything else to add on?
No, that's all.
No.
Okay, sure. Then next question. Did you recommend to use Active Directory for the company?
Of course.
Yes, you can. Active Directory is a good way to disable any account and to control your user provisioning. A central place where you manage all the user. But I also strongly suggest that you should consider Azure AD.
Okay. Then next question. What operation system does the CYREBRO platform work on?
Alan, you want or I will? Okay. I think the operation system doesn't matter if, let's say, because this is a cloud solution, you don't need to provide a system to install CYREBRO platform. What it matters is we can integrate with multiple different solution to get the logs that is required.
Anything else to add on?
No.
Okay, sure. Then next question. Could you take us through how does intervention take place when a critical alert is found?
Okay. Yeah, so this is based on the SOC team. So when there's a critical incident happen, what we do is investigate, because in our slide that we highlight, we'll investigate is this a true positive importantly, because sometimes it may be a false positive. Then we will check through and provide recommendation and contact the PIC immediately. PIC as in a person in charge for the company.
If I may add one thing, once we're dealing with critical investigation or critical incident, as part of our offering, we have a 24/7
Yes.
incident response SLA. That means in
Yes.
case of a critical incident, we have a team of elite cyber experts that will work hand in hand with, of course, Adventus, CYREBRO, and the client in order to investigate as fast as possible to understand what has been happening and to take actions in order to remediate. This is an excellent question because in the end, we always said that a cyber incident, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Yes.
So we are doing a lot of preparation in order to understand what needs to be done when we have an attack. And of course, to provide the client with full confidence that even if he will have an incident in the middle of the night, he will have a dedicated team of cybersecurity experts that will work with him and contain the incident as soon as possible.
Yep.
Yep. So I think this kind of there's another question here saying, how does CYREBRO fit into Adventus list of cybersecurity services? So I think it's kind of an extension of your answers. The one at 1133.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, SIEM platform is a place where you correlate everything. So if you want to individual check on the logs, like for example, your endpoint security log, your firewall logs, you won't know in exact does this being having lateral movement, whether does it spread to other parts of the PC of your users, you won't know. Especially even in firewall, there may be multiple unsuccessful login. So how are you sure the next one is a successful login? It's a cyber attack. So we need something to correlate, to put into a picture how is this event going to fall out.
So the next question is, so CYREBRO is SIEM and Adventus is SOC, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Then the next question, how does CrowdStrike and Sophos compare with CYREBRO?
It's a different thing. CrowdStrike and Sophos is the endpoint security where they protect you about malware. CYREBRO, as I mentioned, is a SIEM solution where they gather all the logs, including if let's say you have firewalls, you have servers, everything, to correlate, is there a breach on your environment? So majority of the time, CrowdStrike and Sophos will tell you, hey, your PC is infected with a virus. Does this virus, for example, if you have heard, let's say about Emotek is a virus spread on Outlook. So it will come in. What Emotek does, it will scan your environment or IP address for live host to plant more virus into other PC. Do you think you can actually know this just by CrowdStrike itself? Because CrowdStrike may not tell you, hey, other PC have infected with virus and the virus has mutated. So CrowdStrike will not know. So all these can be identified in the SIEM solution.
If I may add another thing, another crucial differentiator is that CrowdStrike Sophos, for example, those are mentioned, those are agent-based solutions. That means they can be installed, they need to be installed on an environment that can accept agents. With CYREBRO SIEM-SOC platform, we all can monitor agentless environments, okay? CRM, ERP, all kind of SaaS solution, for example. And another thing is that we are doing correlation between all the security products with AI and AML capabilities that we have in our solution in order to provide the client with a full picture. So we can do correlation, for example, from the firewall, which can be FortiGate, for example, to the EDR that can be CrowdStrike, to the Active Directory. So by collecting all the logs and connecting all the dots, we can give the client a full picture regarding the cybersecurity situation and not just in silos, which is usually what the EDR is doing.
Next question. Do you provide collectors or loggers on premise if the logs are too large to be transferred over the internet?
Well,
So
Ellen, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, so we'll provide the log collectors on premise to transfer the log. So actually the logs is not based on schedule. So we'll like for example, the firewall on premise will schedule it to any events, pass it to the log collectors and transfer to the cloud. So any event will be transferred automatically. So you don't need to like schedule or take out the log and push it to the cloud. You will not be large in that sense.
So if you can answer this question also, what is a log collector?
Log collector is a device that will be on premise if let's say you have firewalls and a lot of network equipment. So this will be gathering the logs. So it's an event in the firewalls. For example, as I mentioned just now, firewall are constantly under attack. So there is hacker constantly try to use automated process to try to log into a firewall VPN. So there will be thousands of them because every second they can push one login event. So with this event, we need something to collect and push it to the cloud because firewall and how network equipment by itself are not open to public. So we will gather, encrypt it, send it as an encrypted file out to the cloud to ensure the security.
Okay, so next question. Say if a critical incident is found in my environment, how long would CYREBRO or Adventus take to contact me?
Based on our operation standard or SLA, or a bit different for normal operation or SLA, what we do is within 30 minutes, we'll do intermediate updates to the PIC. So update the PIC that we found this critical event. Then we'll continue to investigate. Within the day, we'll came out with some remediation for the users.
Okay. The next question, with SOC, do we still need to have cyber insurance?
Different issues over here. Okay, so SOC is actually a tool to help the IT department visualize what is happening on the ground. Cyber insurance is to protect you from any negligence. It may not be coming from your cyber security issues. It's definitely a bonus if you have a cyber insurance to cover yourself on any other cybersecurity incident, because some of them may be because you may forgotten to install your antivirus on your PC to block malwares, and or this PC is actually overseas and primarily using cloud solution. So there may be a lapse on the IT operation part. So cyber insurance is to cover the negligence. Instead, manage SOC is to ensure what is happening on the ground. We are well aware.
If I may add, to have a SOC solution is sometimes mandatory in order to get cyber insurance, or once you have a SOC, your cyber insurance policy can be lower. Reduced, exactly. So that's another thing. If you are currently looking for cyber insurance to have a SOC, most likely will give you a green light to buy the insurance, or at least give you a significant discount on your cyber insurance policy.
Then next question, does the service support for multiple languages such as Chinese, Korean, and Thai?
At the moment, we only communicate in English. But if there's a need for us to communicate in Chinese and Thai, we do have the support personnel in the team. We don't support Korean at the moment.
Then next question, is it safe to say that SOAR is the equivalent of SOC plus SIEM?
Not really. Okay, so SIEM actually constitute of three important components. First is SIEM need to collect the logs, so which is what we call log collectors. Then after that, they will do correlation, user behavioral correlation. Then the last thing is the SOAR. SOAR is actually to automate the process of automated remedy. If you wanted to say that, is to auto remedy your item. Like for example, there is multiple fail login. You can actually block the user in that sense. That's for SOAR. So it's not a combination of managed SOC and SIEM. But some people do see that because managed SOC is helping you to visualize and give you advice. So manually, it's a SOAR itself.
Okay, then next question. If there is a major breach to our environment where files are highly classified and CYREBRO is not able to protect or search and hunt the mutated root file, what is the resolution for this? As this will involve money and lawyer fee.
Okay, so CYREBRO as is not there. I mean, so we are not there to protect. If let's say you are vulnerable. So for example, Google Chrome is highly vulnerable if you don't patch to the current version of 1.17. Hackers actually can make use of the Google Chrome to see your password on your Google Password Manager. Okay, so we are there only to help assist you to see where you are lacking off, to make sure that this can be covered from the end, or you have managed service with us, will assist you to cover for you, in the sense that we will help you to rectify the vulnerability. Especially patch management is a very important tool also. So I'm not sure what you mean by cover on the end, or maybe you want to elaborate on that.
Okay, then next question.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, I just want to make sure to make it clear that basically when you have an incident, it can be a process. Okay, now there is no 100% guarantee, but we know how to minimize the time to detect and the time to react, and based on that to minimize the business impact or the incident influence on your business. I can tell you that we have a lot of experience dealing with very complicated incidents. And to find the, for example, the muted root file, for example, this is something that can be done, even it can be a hard work. But at the end of every incident, we are providing a full incident report that states what happened, how does it happen, what was the damage, what we did during the incident, and what type of actions the client needs to take in the end of each. What type of action the client need to take in order to have a better security posture. This report can, this is something that you can use in court of law or in any jurisdictional process you may have due to the incident. That's the only thing I have to say regarding that one.
Okay, then next question. If I use Active Directory for my company, what does it prevent?
Alan, because I didn't actually understand.
Okay, so Active Directory don't really prevent a lot of things, because nowadays, I mean, in the past years, user working in office, Active Directory have group policy. You can actually set out a very hardened group policy to ensure that user don't misuse the corporate resource. Okay, so but nowadays user are a lot of them are working from home, are on the travel, and this doesn't really give you that kind of protection like the past. So Active Directory nowadays is more towards a place where you control your user access. And Active Directory can only control user access on premise. So if the user are working from home, imagine you roll out a policy, it will not affect the user at home, because the user will not be linking up to the company network all the time. So I would say that you will need a couple of solutions to ensure that your device are well protected. Especially the weakest link is always the person in between your PC and the chair. That's the weakest link of all companies. So you need a solution to actually visualize your environment, be it in office or out of office.
Okay, next question. If SIEM and SOC is reactive, what is the proactive proposals I can take up to reduce my attack surface area?
Okay, very good question. This is very intuitive for a lot of companies. Yes, a lot of the solution is reactive. If you want proactive, first thing that I always remind team, and it's very strong on our playbook for SOC, is patch management. That is proactive, because you will minimize your attack surface tremendously. Then second thing is you may want to look at dark web monitoring to ensure that your user who are compromised, you are well taken care of. You will ask them to change their password, revoke all their session. These are proactive.
The next question, how does Intunes integrate with SIEM?
Okay, Very good question. So Intune itself, if you have metal Intune a lot, Intune itself doesn't provide a lot of logs. It's just management services. What we can do is as an EM solution can actually integrate Intune to gather the event logs. Because under Intune itself, they don't provide you a lot of logs.
Okay. Looks like this is the last question. What kind of compliance does CYREBRO have?
Elect. I think Elect highlighted just now. There's a couple.
Muted.
You want me to answer that question, or we covered
Your
it?
compliance, CYREBRO, the PCI DSS.
So we are covered with GDPR, ISO 27001, ISO 23031, and SOC 2.
Yeah, so Adventus ourselves also covered by ISO 27001, 22301, quality service 9000.
Okay. If there are no further questions, I'll move on to the next slide where we have a feedback form for you guys to fill up. So just kindly scan the QR code or go to the link below. Then to thank you guys for filling up this feedback form, you will be getting a Singapore dollars $10 or Filipino pesos 300 Grab voucher, depending on where you're based in. And this is limited to 2 from the same company. Yep, so just feel free to write the feedback in. Your feedback will be greatly appreciated. I think there's one more question here. While this is being shared, I'll just ask the next question. What is the current size of Adventus team and in ratio from SOC team to customers to ensure SLA is met?
Okay. Okay, so let me answer this question. The size of Adventus team, currently, in terms of the full managed service and our whole company, we have close to 200 engineers. For our SOC team, because we have segregated all our duties, so the core team, we have around 10 of us to do the core work, investigation. Then we have other, for example, the ticket trackers to ensure that we meet with the SLA.
If I may add one thing about it, is that CYREBRO platform basically using AI and ML capabilities. So the amount, and by reducing the false positive and the alert fatigue, we can detach or to have, let's say, a better ratio from the number of analysts we need to the number of companies we serve. Because we are using an AI engine within our SIM and also in the entire, let's say, solution infrastructure, we know how to clutter or to take the important events and show it to the SOC teams with very sophisticated system. So unlike other SIM SOC providers that are only relying on, let's say, human being or a human analyst, our system is very focused on AI and ML capabilities in order to extract the important information. So the SOC analyst can see what is important, and based on that, to have a better, let's call it, to provide the better services to their clients and not nagging them on unimportant things. Because at the end, when the client buys the same SOC solution, he's looking for quiet. And that's exactly what we want to generate for our clients. We don't want to nag him on every alert. So our job is not nagging the client, but vice versa, to give him quiet and peace. And if there is something that he needs to know about, we will make sure he will know about it.
Okay, another question. If I have an existing managed SOC, can this be co-managed with Adventus and CYREBRO?
I understand correctly, you have an existing SOC, managed SOC, and you want to add on top. If that's what you mean, then I don't think so, because that's exactly what we're offering. But of course, you can replace your existing SOC with us. I think that will be easier.
Okay, and I think final question. How does Adventus charge for the managed SOC services?
Okay, so managed SOC services very dependent on the number of equipment that we're monitoring. So you can share with us what other equipment that you want to be monitored. Then we will give you a cost.
Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have. So to conclude this webinar, I would like to thank the speakers, Ellen from Adventus and Elad from CYREBRO, and also thank
Thank you.
every one of you for joining us today. So after this webinar, your account managers will actually touch base with you. So if you guys have any further questions or any further requirements, you can always reach out to the account managers. Yep, that will be all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining.
everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.